Hi everyone, Neil here from Camberley, and we're with an extraordinary bunch of people here today. All these people have come together to help in a time of crisis. Yesterday it was going to be an informal meeting with Mike. Today it's a bigger meeting with all these people here, I'd like to say peas of the community actually, because we've got Sarah, we've got Mike, we've got Alistair, we've got Jenny on the end there. We just wanted to discuss quickly about what is actually happening in Camberley overnight and moving forward. So Mike.
I think it's probably wider than that Surrey Heath, which is great. But I don't know about you all. I'm feeling a feeling inside I've never felt before. I don't know the words to voice how I feel. The world has changed so much in the last 24, 48 hours. I feel a real deep pain, a real deep sadness that I just cannot word. As a minister, I've had to say to my community, I spent 20 years in ministry saying, come to worship God together. Yeah. And I've just sent messages out saying, do not come, stay away, stay at home, keep safe. The world's changed. I feel your pain, we feel your pain, and we don't quite understand it. And that's okay. It's okay to be worried, it's okay to be scared, it's okay to be certain. The best advice above everything else is follow government guidance. Don't follow guidance on YouTube or Facebook. Follow the government and the NHS guidance, but keep safe. But what we need to do at this time is expand the kindness economy that we've spoken about so much time and again. We need to love our neighbours now more than ever before, and we need to make a difference to your lives and everyone's life. Let's make the silver lining to this cloud shine bright, and let's show the best of humanity through all that we do. I'm almost in tears with saying this, but this is our opportunity as communities to shine. This is our opportunity as people to come together and make a difference. It is time for religion. It's time for politics. It's time for anything that divides us to go out the window and actually say, forget that. Forget everything that's happened in the past. The world has changed. We're now together as one nation, as people of the United Kingdom that love, care and support each other in this time of not just national but international crisis. So love one another, be kind to one another, and we're here to support you. So let me tell you about what's been going on and introduce a very dear friend of mine, Alistair, who's going to share more about what's going on.
If we could just talk about High Cross briefly.
High
Cross.
I pinned him up there.
Sorry. I was getting so emotional with what you were saying. It was really starting to feel heckled.
Sorry, that's what the tears coming down now.
High Cross is obviously a church, but it's also a building. It's a building, and it's the centre.
Yeah, and I think this is the key. You know, we just celebrated our 30th anniversary 2 days ago. This place was built by the council for you, the community of Surrey Heath, and this is where it comes into its own. We have a massive resource here that can support people, so we're using it for that. It's not being used now for worship, it is High Cross, the place, being used to bring love and support to you, the Surrey Heath community. This is a place of hope. We are not closing our doors, the cafe is remaining open, but most activities have cancelled, following government guidance, services have cancelled, but we're here to provide support. But how are we doing that? That's where it's key. We've set up a helpline, 01276 66798. If you need help, if you have been isolated, you need a prescription picking up, give us a ring. If you need shopping or food, give us a ring. We do not want to take money, but if you do click and collect, we can pick it up for you and things like that. Money should not pass hands. We do not want anybody taking advantage of you or anybody at this terrible time. In the future, we may look at a Just Giving page, but now we're just doing as much as we can to get going. Networks have set up across Surrey Heath, and that's what we're coordinating here, and Alistair's going to talk about.
I was going to say, this is what Alistair and suppose Sarah.
You've got to wait for me to get going.
Sorry, no. Once you get going, it's difficult to jump in. Alistair and Sarah have been working together over the past 24 hours, really, to try and put some things in place. So what exactly have you put in place?
So over the past 24 to 48 hours, all across Surrey Heath, communities have been coming together and creating volunteer groups in the different wards of Surrey Heath. So I've heard about 250 volunteers in West End and Bisley, in Heatherside, which is an area that I know well. We've got about 250 volunteers as well. And that's being reproduced all across Surrey Heath. And what we're trying to do is we're trying on the smallest scale possible, really thinking about the way that communities work, to put together volunteers together with people who will ultimately need support. So in Heatherside, for example, every single street in Heatherside now has 2, 3 or even 4 volunteers. We've got volunteer dog walkers, we've got tutors who are willing to host classes for your children. We've got private drivers who are happy to drive people around if vulnerable. The great thing is that that's happening all across Surrey Heath. Now, if you want to access support, then you can call the number that Mike has just said, and that's being hosted here at High Cross. That is a number that will work all across Surrey Heath, and the call centre here will put you in contact with local volunteers in your area. So 01276 667 98 is the number for that. If you're more inclined to go on the web and register your need for support, you can do that at surreyheathprepared.uk. The address is there. So www.surreyheath-prepared.uk. You can also register on Surrey Heath Prepared if you want to volunteer, and that information again will trickle down to all of the different communities across Surrey Heath. So this is a Surrey Heath-wide initiative. We want to ensure that as people become more isolated in their homes, because we're really having to look here, this isn't a week, this isn't 2 weeks, this is potentially 3 months, 4 months, and some people are even talking about longer than that. So we need to create a really sustainable form of volunteering and support that really works in the long term.
What could happen is the fact that basically people, they can be at home, they're not really working, so they're going to, funds are going to start going downhill, and this is where this hub is really going to come into its own.
And I think the key to say, Neil, is, I know people have been out there panic buying, stockpiling things. Maybe you're feeling a bit guilty about that now and thinking that the 150 rolls of toilet paper is a bit much. If you stockpile stuff and you want to help others, get it to us at High Cross and we'll redistribute it. There's another collection point in the main square, in the Square Shopping Centre. Get it to us, we'll get it to the food banks. We're ready to support the food bank in Surrey Heath to make sure they can keep going and providing that support. We have the space, the resources and the people in place already to make this happen. You're not alone, you're loved, you're cared for and you're supported.
Is there anything you want to add
Yeah,
your area?
I think I'd just chip in and say this is where we all come together and we're great at this as a country. We do pull together very, very well. And more importantly, do not panic. That's what we don't want. We're in this together, all of us. Each one of us will support each other. And in our streets ourselves, we are going to know who is vulnerable, talking to the person next door. If they've got family that can help support them, they should be okay. But it's that 92-year-old lady who lives on her own, who doesn't see anyone day in, day out. This is the time that we need to look at them. So please do all come together and support.
Can I put
Make
out
that call, isn't it? Make that
Make
talk
that-
to somebody.
Can I put out a final practical appeal?
Yeah.
We had a load of leaflets printed. It's changed rapidly in the last 24 hours, and we need to print some A6 leaflets, thousands of them that can be pushed through doors. If you're a company or a business out there that can help us with that, please ring this number, let us know, and we'd love your help to get these leaflets printed so our volunteers can get them out.
Can I just say, this number on here, whenabouts is it manned?
It's going live, it's live now.
Yeah.
Today we expect it will be staffed until about 6 o'clock. Within the next few days it will then become 24/7. The hope is that this will be staffed 24/7 as long as is needed.
Okay. Because there are a lot of proud people out there as well who won't be asking for help. Now is the time.
And they will be potentially the elderly people,
Yes.
which are going to be most vulnerable.
I think that this is clearly a very unusual kind of crisis. People who have never thought of themselves as vulnerable before and never thought about themselves as requiring help or assistance before are going to need help.
At some point.
And there is no shame in that. And this network here is just designed to make sure that you can get access to your pharmacy prescriptions, groceries can be collected, your dog can be walked. It's those practical everyday things that for so many people are suddenly going to become a burden for the first time ever. People who are otherwise are mobile, sports players, they're fit, but because of government advice you're going to be stuck inside. So let us share some of that burden, and that's exactly what this network is designed to do.
And deliveries can go on your doorstep. There's no requirement to change any money or anything, as Mike has said.
Just
it's
put it
purely
down, knock on the door.
and again, for Mother's Day this coming weekend, if you want to get a gift for Mum, you can always take it and leave it on the doorstep. We don't have to completely forget our loving gestures.
And I think this is the key with this. You know, we've been so reliant on the internet, we're so reliant on various things, and so reliant on visiting people. Actually, pick up the phone, talk to each other, ring each other, and have a conversation. We're not going to be able to sit in rooms together with your big family groups, but you can talk to each other.
Or Skype,
FaceTime, use
Zoom.
it.
I was going to say that's another thing. We're looking at doing virtual coffee mornings.
Absolutely.
Where, you know, if you are online, that you can join. So that would be amazing. I think it can take up to 80 people or 100 people at one point.
So do keep following Camberley Net. We'll put this information out on Camberley Net. We'll put it out on all the social networks across Surrey Heath. Share the life out of this number, okay, and get it.
And we're going to be filming once a week to have updates.
I'd say if not more if we need it.
If we need it, we will be here. Camberley will be here. If we have to film 2 or 3 times a week, we'll film 2 or 3 times a week. But we will be here for you guys out there. So thank you very much, and we will see you all soon.
And keep safe. God bless.